Hey everybody, Andrew here from the Bag Guitars podcast. Today we're going to be talking about something really cool. This is the pitch bender from Yesterday Effects. This was actually our first ever sponsored video. So I want to say thank you to Isaiah over at Yesterday Effects. He knew that we had talked about this pedal a while back on the show, and he was kind enough to send one out to us to do some demos on. So rate and intensity are your two knobs here. This is a pitch vibrato, and we're going to get into that real quick. But first, I just want to talk about Yesterday Effects in general. So as you know, every time we highlight a small builder on the show, we like to talk about a little bit of their story and how they got started. And luckily, I was able to, go back and forth a little bit with Isaiah, get some information. So essentially, he told me he's had like this lifelong fascination with sound. And before he ever played guitar, it came as simple as just the sound of the modulation when you plug your ears in and out. I think every kid has done that. And that got him hooked right there. They're like, hey, you can modify sounds. So he started playing guitar around the age of 9 after just hearing, natural sounds in the world. He wanted to make something. And then his guitar teacher taught him how to solder. From there, he tried to build his own pedal. And I think that a lot of us can relate with this story. You get into guitar, you want to start building your own stuff, modifying your own stuff. And that first pedal was a failure. It didn't work. And I've been through that same thing myself. First couple kits that I bought didn't work. But he started building under his own name on Reverb, selling on Reverb around 2020. And then he launched the company Yesterday Effects in 2022. So he's been building full-time professionally ever since. The pitch bender in particular is the one that I've been really wanting to try, because if you follow this channel at all, or if it's your first time, I'm obsessed with vibrato. But this style of vibrato, I have never actually messed around with. So this is old vintage Magnatone amp style vibrato, where it didn't have a tremolo labeled as vibrato. This was the real deal. But it modulates very similarly to tremolo, but instead of getting that volume, you're getting just true pitch vibrato. So this is very different from something like, well, on my board, I've covered this before, I have the ZVAX Lo-Fi Junkie. It's not like that. It's not like the JHS 3 Series Chorus that has the vibrato mode. It's not like those modern digital vibratos. It's not like that. This really captures the sound of an old school analog vibrato. So in that first clip that we heard at the very beginning, I had both knobs at about 1 o'clock. So to start off the rest of this jam, we're going to just turn both knobs down to about 9 o'clock. Now, you can turn them both down all the way, and that'll give you a nice little kind of preamp. It won't really necessarily be a boost, but it'll be definitely a little bit of color on your signal versus just your clean tone. I didn't actually do that in this demonstration today, but I just want to highlight that is a feature that you can do. If you have everything turned down all the way, with the pedal on, there is some subtle preamping going on where it's a little bit different. It's not, like I said, it's not like a boost, but it's a little bit of color added to your signal. So I think it's a cool feature. So like I said, we're going to start with both knobs at 9 o'clock, and we're going to just slowly turn our intensity up. So you'll notice as we get to about noon on that intensity depth control, we are really starting to hear a little bit more of that vibrato signal come through. It's still pretty subtle at noon, but then as we get higher from that, it really brings it out. It gets this lush, full sound to your signal. the intensity control all the way up, you get the full depth of the signal. You can hear that nice warble all throughout your signal. Whereas with an amp style tremolo, you would have your full volume in and out kind of thing. Well, with this being a vibrato instead, you're getting the same depth of modulation, but you're not getting the volume cut. You're getting that nice warble to your signal. And I think that's really cool, and it makes me want to use this rather than an actual tremolo in any setting moving forward. Because I think this is really, to me, it's more of a unique sound than what I'm used to with my traditional vibratos I've been using. Whereas this is like a really classic, like I could run this through my effects loop any given day, just have it always on, taped to the back of the amp or something. Like I really enjoy this. So now we're going to turn the intensity back to noon, and we're going to mess around with that speed control, because it does have quite a range of speed. Keeping the intensity at noon and the speed all the way up, you're going to get a really nice, this is probably one of my favorite sounds in this pedal. It's just a full, lush, almost rotary sounding vibrato. I really love the sound. All right, so next we're going to go into both knobs cranked all the way up so you can get like the full intensity, the full speed, and now you're getting full on, I would say, like classic organ sounds out of this thing. I really love it. All right, so last off, we're going to jump into my absolute favorite sound in this pedal. Both knobs at about 3 o'clock. To me, this is just the perfect amount of texture and the right speed for a lot of my purposes. One of the riffs from a song from a previous band I was in, we did a lot of like garage rock style stuff, but we kind of eased into like a 50s rockabilly sound every now and again. And I'm going to incorporate the riff from one of our songs into using what I would traditionally use a tremolo for. We're going to be using this, and I actually think this pulls off the riff much better than a tremolo. So we're going to jump into that, and then we'll talk a little bit at the end. All right, everybody, so this was the pitch bender from Yesterday Effects. I do recommend you guys check them out at yesterdayeffects.com. Once again, I want to thank Isaiah for sending this out to us to check out. I was very happy to be able to do a demo on this. If you do go over to yesterdayeffects.com, he does have a great range of pedals out right now. So he has the unit shifter, which is a clone of the stereo polychorus from Electro-Harmonix, long discontinued but much sought after pedal. He has a pedal called the Jimmy/Jimmy, which gives you a tone bender and a fuzz face all in one. Sounds of Jimmy Page and the sounds of Jimi Hendrix all in one pedal. He's got a pedal called the Defiant Jazz, which is your jazz chorus preamp, which I would love to compare with my actual jazz chorus, because I think it'd be hilarious to be able to get the sounds of a jazz chorus out of my Fender tube amp. But yeah, if you're looking for a fuzz, you're looking for a great modulation. Like I said, you get the unit shifter, you get the pitch bender. He even does a slow gear clone. So just, I don't know. I think his pedals are some of the best looking out there right now. If you go to the website, you might even almost think that these are like AI generated. That's how good they look. That's how pristine and like beautiful in these like amazing knobs. Like, I can't get over the look on this. Like, you don't need a complicated aesthetic to look good. It's simple, it's minimal. The packaging that these pedals are shipped in are eco-friendly, recyclable. This is truly like what you would consider a boutique pedal builder in 2025. Going back to a conversation that Kat and I had on the show a couple weeks back about boutique builders. This is it. This is the definition of a boutique builder right here. Small batches, made by hand in Phoenix, Arizona, which I got to give a shout out to because that's where we're from. All right, everybody, one last time before we get out of here. If you haven't checked us out yet, the Bag Guitars podcast is available here on YouTube if you want to watch the video version. If you prefer the audio version, we're available wherever you get your podcasts. Amazon, Spotify, Apple. Other than that, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. That really helps the channel out. And just let us know, what do you think about this pedal? What do you think about Yesterday Effects? Do you have any of his pedals yet? And if not, go check them out. Let us know. Which ones are you interested? Which ones, catch your eye? The stereo polychorus is a much sought after pedal that you can't get for cheap, and usually the old units aren't functional or they need a lot of repairs that people aren't willing to touch. So if you want to get that unit shifter, jump on it before the next batch sells out. Other than that, just, hey, let us know what you think about this pedal, and we'll talk to you next time.